a little surprising. I feel like it hasn't been that long since Shangri-La's been here, but at the same time, I looked at it and I was like, damn. With Shangri-La returning, of course, we're going to be getting all of the original units and brand new... You actually thought. You think they're bringing us new units at this time? Come on now. In terms of the banner, well, it's actually one banner with all of them on it, which is insane value. But the question is it still worth summoning for these characters, or should you possibly skip? Well, let's break them all down. First and foremost, let's talk about one of the craziest units we have, which is Arthur. Now, I feel like Arthur's overall want or need of this unit has gone down quite a bit because of the Fate crossover. If you were here during Fate, you wind up getting access to Chloe thanks to the ticket. And if you selected Chloe, you can still get Arthur and she can do a lot of work for you, but she's definitely not like the be-all end-all option. If you don't have Chloe though, this is a great alternative. She's a character that arch-gens for you. She has tons of break power, pretty solid damage as well, and can kind of fit that role of being a support slash breaker hybrid. Saiger is an interesting case because Saiger, I feel like, is most of the time just looked at as this huge nuke button thanks to her super art literally doubling in modifier whenever it's used for the very first time. But yeah, you can really use Saiger practically anywhere. She's really good on mono light, great in any type of team comp where you want like kind of this sub tank character, and also good if you want to use her as the main nuker in whatever you're fighting, because Jesus Christ, that super art, you give it crit, you give it some damage ups, yeah, it blows up everything in front of it. Oikatsu is the next character, and I've grown a bit more I want to say I've grown a bit more like appreciative of this guy. He has damage res down, which is pretty crazy. He's able to fill his own arc gauge based on however high his own HP is. He has a stackable fire res down on the art along with the stat buff, and then the super art gives everyone 100% paralysis, 100% freeze res, and a magic res debuff. That right there, I feel like, is one of the strongest things, just giving paralysis and freeze res instantaneously. In the most recent challenge fight against Holy Knight Roy, he constantly freezes you. Well, if you had someone like Oikatsu on your team, or if you were able to slot him in, you could just spam his super art along with some other type of freeze res buff equip, and that way you don't ever have to worry about getting frozen by Holy Knight Roy. So he definitely has some uses and stuff. It's just overall his power doesn't feel as strong as certain other characters. And compared to like some of the other damage buffers and magic damage buffers and stuff we have, Oikatsu kind of has a hard time finding a place in most team comps. And finally is the best unit from this entire crossover, the boy, the GOAT himself, Sunraku. Sunraku has probably seen the most longevity out of all these units. A lot of people would have said it was Arthur, but I rarely ever see Arthur anymore. Sunraku still comes up quite a bit. He has extremely fast animations, incredible damage, amazing art gen, not to mention he is the key component to one of the strongest teams in the game, which is Mono Fire. I think the main issue I have with Sunraku is mainly that he is completely debuff based, so that kind of sucks when it comes to like wave based content where you pop off with the true art, you get the arch gen, you got the crit res debuff on everybody. Oh wait, you killed the wave, now you're transitioning, and then oh, now you don't have your crit buff anymore, right? Because your crit res isn't there. Another issue I have with Sunraku is the fact that he is a type E arch gener, and he's this crit damage dealer, you know, buffer and all that. And unfortunately, he can't work with the best crit buffer in the game, which is Hoka. He kind of counteracts this though, because he is able to use that mono fire team, as I mentioned before. But I feel like it definitely takes away some of his power. Of course, you could just use Hoka on the team for the damage buff, but their arch gen wouldn't stack. The man is absolutely goated, one of the best arch geners. If you are brand new to the game and you get this guy, he is going to be able to hard harry your account. I am being so serious about that. If you don't have Hoka, you don't have any of the other like main top tier arch geners, you get Sunraku, and there you go, dude. You have like fire war god fin. So now moving on to the verdict of this banner. Is it worth summoning on this banner, or is it worth skipping? I'll tell you right here and right now, I would say this banner is still a must summon for anybody that is brand new to the game. Yeah, I'm talking about if you don't have a single Shangri-La Frontier unit, you should summon on this banner. This is a banner with all 4 of them on it, and it is 100% worth it. If you get a chance of picking up Sunraku, Arthur, these 2 characters are game changers for your account. Let's say you're not like that. You have a few of these characters. Is it still worth it? I think it's safe to skip this banner, man. The only time I would tell you to summon for like just a singular unit on this banner is if like you're summoning for Sunraku and he's like the last piece of the puzzle you need for Mono Fire. Which means, am I going to be summoning on this banner? I have the other 2 characters, Saiger and Oikatsu, so I kind of do want to summon for Sunraku and Arthur, even though I don't think I'm going to be using Sunraku too much. So we might be doing a dollar pack. You know what I'm saying? We might just do a little dollar pack, see if we can walk away with somebody. But hey, that's gonna be it for this one. Tell me down below what you all think about this banner, if you think you're gonna be summoning on it or if you're gonna be skipping. You already heard my opinion. I would love to hear yours. If you enjoyed this video, highly recommend check out this video popping on screen right now. It's the tier list video. I know, crazy. But if you want to see how the Shangri-La Frontier characters are kind of stacking up against other units that have came out this year, click on this tier list video and you'll find out. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.